Hey there, and welcome to another episode of One Email, Two Takes. I am Will Allred, and here is the weekly Sales Hackers show where myself and I'm usually joined by my co-host, Christina Finseth, take emails that are either submitted to us for feedback or are just in our inbox, and we provide feedback on them. So this week, I decided to take a pretty special email that I got in my inbox. It's event season. If anyone's in the SaaS universe, you know that there's Inbound, there's Dreamforce, there's SaaStr. And I got an email from somebody asking if I was going to the SaaStr event. The answer to that is yes. But I thought it provided a lot of opportunity to showcase some different ways that we could rewrite that email, but also some of the problems that I see with a lot of folks' event emails, right? So there's like some really obvious stuff. So let's just dig into it. This is the email that I got. The subject line is going to SaaStr this year. So I'll zoom in a little bit so everybody can see. The going to SaaStr this year ? Hello, Will. Our company is an event sponsor from September 13th through the 15th and will be located at booth number 123. For a bit of context, company name is a product-led growth platform for web and mobile products that helps companies optimize their users' experience with tools like in-app onboarding checklists, announcement, product tours, and surveys. Companies commonly approach our company name seeking help with user onboarding, activation and conversion rates, new feature adoption, churn and retention. If any of this resonates with you, come visit our booth at SaaStr. Can't make it? Schedule a demo here instead. Hope to see you there. Person's name. Okay. I wish I could say like this is an uncommon email. I actually had a few of these to choose from in my inbox. And so I think the problem with this is one, if you're emailing me, you probably, especially if you're a sponsor, you probably have an event like attendee list. And so you already know I'm going to SaaStr, which is just a bit odd that you would say going to SaaStr. But even if you're not sure, right, I actually have a rewrite version where I take that approach and I showcase exactly how I promote that. But there's so much going on here with this email. First off, if I know what SaaStr is, why are you telling me what the dates are? If I'm not going, right? It's next week. This literally landed in my inbox this morning. So it's not like I'm going to reschedule like anything that's going on next week. But well, sorry, everybody. I guess I have to fly to San Francisco. This company is sponsoring this event. I have to go. I'm so sorry. So yeah, anyways, please don't do that. We'll be located at booth number, 123. I made those numbers up. I think the whole introduction is a bit much, right? The subject line, I really don't dislike it that much. I'd probably approach it a little bit differently, and try to like create some targeting with it, which would actually probably reduce my open rate. But it's such a mass market email that, that's just going to be something that I would use to approach it a little bit differently. For a bit of context, that's just a necessary extra language, right? That's not adding anything. Our company, so company name again, they couldn't help but talk about their company name multiple times here, is a product-led growth platform for web and mobile products. So what's interesting is like, I'm actually the right target, and because it's unpersonalized, it like doesn't resonate, which is kind of fun. We're, Lavender, we help sales reps write better emails faster. It's a product-led growth organization. An individual rep can pick up the tool and run with it and start writing better emails. So like this is actually possibly a relevant product for us, which is why it also caught my attention to bring up here. And so I'm looking at this as like, okay, web, mobile apps, like, okay, it's a lot of words here. Companies optimize their users' experience with tools like in-app onboarding checklists. Like they're just going down the feature tour now, which to me, I'm like, please don't do this. It's unnecessary information that's just, I see a massive paragraph when I open my email and no one reads it. And it's not just me, by the way. The average reading time per email is about 10 seconds. And so, don't think that I'm special here. It's not my opinion. I'm going off of the data. And the average email that performs best is between 25 and 50 words. So, and if you're looking at like how many words somebody can read in 10 seconds, it happens to be 40. So like it fits right into that range of why we see that word count. So like this massive paragraph, it's just not doing anyone any favors. It's going to look terrible on a mobile phone. It's bad all around. And then so we go from this feature set here into another list of what could honestly just be considered feature dumping again, which is user onboarding. They reworded the feature list into how I would think about the feature list, which is probably better than the original feature list, but it's still another feature list that doesn't actually come back to problems that I might be experiencing as a business operator. Okay, if any of this resonates with you, I mean, you probably shouldn't have to ever say that in an email. If you have to say that, probably a bad sign. You're probably not either targeting enough or doing your work right. Come visit our booth at SaaStr. Are you too lazy to come find me? I don't know why. Can't make it ? Schedule a demo here instead. I would have just responded if I found it interesting. So having the schedule a demo link here is intrusive and kind of awful. You might get some clicks, and good for you. You caught the bottom of the barrel, but you're also burning your total addressable market sending an email like this, and also potentially hurting your domain reputation and hurting your ability to land in the inbox with people that actually do matter. So I think email strategies like this are a horrible idea. I think it's terrible practice, and it needs to be like put away in the dark ages. Let's talk about how you'd rewrite it, right? So a lot of this is informative language. It's long, it's wordy, and awkward, like this weird time range. So I have two examples. One where I did my homework and I actually personalized my invite to this individual, and then another where I tried a more scaled approach. Now, I would have probably done some segmentation around lists before I send out anything at scale because I don't want to embarrass myself. But you'll see how I did that as well. So did my homework. This is the personalized version. PLG at SaaStr. Saw you and the team are headed to SaaStr. Well, everyone on our team has posted that we're going to SaaStr. It would take 4 seconds of research to find that out. I wanted to catch up at the event with Dorothy and Josh coming on board to lead sales. I imagine you're using product data to help prioritize their time. It doesn't take much of research to kind of think through a prompt like this. Curious to learn what you've been doing to leverage product data. We help teams find the signals to deliver more scaled interactions or interventions, right? So I took a slightly different approach than just like going off on everything that we do and all of that. It's more of like, how do I summarize that up in a quick, short sentence? And I'm not trying to inform them of all the things that I want to do. I'm saying, hey, I want to sit down and have a conversation with you. That's the whole point of this email. If I had to boil it down to one thing is, you have product data and I want to learn how you're using it. I could probably have done this even simpler. Just like, saw you and the team are going to SaaStr as a PLG company. Would love to sit down while we're there and learn about how you're using product data. I imagine you're trying to have more scaled interactions given the size of your team. Open to grabbing coffee, right? That'd be another way I could write it. But you see how simple and conversational it is? That's something that you can do and have, you can send out some pretty high volume of emails. I came up with that in 2 seconds just based off of a couple pieces of information. And all you have to do is just do a little bit of research and be like, oh, that's our ICP and that's a good prospect. Let me have a conversation with them. So that's the personalized version. It's shorter. It's trying to set up dialogue, not trying to inform somebody of something. Notice I also didn't use the booth number or remind them of the dates of which the event is. Okay, so let's say you don't know. You didn't do your homework. You just got a list and you're sending an email to that list. So I didn't do my homework this time. And I'm trying to do something a little more scaled, trying to take a shortcut. Is the team heading to SaaStr, Will? Now, you could say, Will, is the team heading to SaaStr? I don't really care how you do that. We're reaching out to PLG companies to connect at the event. We help PLG teams make sense of their product data to tweak things like onboarding and reducing churn. If you are, I'd love to catch up. We have a booth, 123, I just made up those numbers, but we'd love to connect one-on-one. Let me know, right? All I'm saying is I just want to catch up at the event. I'm making this a low friction ask. Yeah. If somebody sent me a note like this, I would probably respond. I'd be like, hey, our team's going to be there. You'll probably see us in some purple. Come find me. Would love to chat. All things PLG. There's always things we can improve, right? Like it doesn't take much to set the right tone, use a nice short note, and get a response. It's that simple. You don't need to tell me everything that you do. It's not going to draw me to your booth. And maybe we'll have an episode in a couple weeks where I talk about all the follow-up emails that I get from SaaStr. But that's the episode this week. If you have an email that you would ever want to submit to One Email Two Takes, just email it to me, will.allred@lavender.ai. I'm always happy to take a look, provide feedback, as is my colleague, Christina Finsath, who bummed we couldn't make this work together, but she'll be back next week for sure. So until next time, if you like these, subscribe to Sales Hackers newsletter, their YouTube page, where this will probably go live first. But hope this was helpful, and thank you.